Fulton Sheen is finally going to be beatified. The Vatican declined Trump's peace board invitation, and Pope Leo will be going to Monaco on his next papal visit. All this and more brought to you today by Church Headlines. Hello and welcome to Church Headlines, your regular Catholic news recap. I'm Brother Darius Lawrence. Let's dive right in. So this week we have some great news to start out. After many years of waiting, the Vatican has officially approved the beatification of Archbishop Fulton J. Sheen, the American bishop who's known for his powerful preaching and pioneering television evangelization. Archbishop Sheen, who won an Emmy Award for his program Life is Worth Living, became one of the most recognizable Catholic voices in the mid-20th century America. The long-awaited approval follows years of procedural delays, but with Vatican authorization now granted, the Church moves one step closer to formally declaring Fulton Sheen a saint someday, a moment that many American Catholics have been anticipating for decades. If he ever does get canonized, I'm sure they'll make him a patron saint of us YouTubers, so I'm actually very happy about the news myself. The Holy See has declined an invitation from U.S. President Donald Trump to join his Board of Peace. According to Vatican sources, while the Church always supports genuine efforts towards peace and reconciliation, it avoids participating in political advisory boards that could compromise its diplomatic neutrality. The Holy See recognizes that the proposal seeks to address current global crises, but some parts raise concerns and are in need of further clarification. From the Vatican's point of view, the United Nations should remain the main forum for resolving international conflicts. For the Holy See, multilateral legitimacy, even if we know it's imperfect, is essential for lasting peace. A new study indicates that a growing percentage of young people now identify as pro-life. A 2025 Gallup poll shows an increase of roughly 8 to 11 points when compared to results from 2022 and 2023. Analysts observing this trend say that there are multiple reasons for the change, including greater access to scientific information about fetal development and widespread exposure to ultrasound imagery. Also, social media has played a major role in reshaping how life issues are discussed, with young advocates using digital platforms to share their personal stories and arguments in an accessible way. The findings suggest that the debates surrounding these issues are far from settled and that younger generations are actively shaping the future direction of the conversation. My friends, I know you hear this from a lot of YouTubers, but we'd be really grateful if you would click the like and subscribe button. It really helps us by telling the algorithm to push our content to more people so that we can spread the good news to as many as possible. As a thank you, here's a picture of a red panda. So apparently, the #1 streamer in Brazil is a Carmelite Friar, and not by gaming or entertainment, but by praying the Rosary online at 4 o'clock in the morning. Father Gilson Azevedo, known as Frei Gilson, accumulated more than
153 million
hours of viewing time across platforms in 2025. Man, I wish I had those types of numbers. His quiet, prayer-focused broadcasts have drawn massive online audiences seeking spiritual grounding before beginning their day. The unexpected success shows that viewers tune in not just for spectacle, but for consistency, devotion, and communal prayer. The phenomenon underscores how the Church can use digital platforms in surprising ways, revealing a deep hunger for prayer in an online world. The Society of St. Pius X has informed the Vatican that despite the recent meeting, it will not postpone its planned July 1st episcopal ordinations, even though they lack papal approval, a move that the Holy See says would risk a decisive rupture of communion. Father Davide Pagliarani, the Superior General of the Priestly Society of St. Pius X, and Cardinal Victor Manuel Fernandez, the prefect of the Dicastery for the Doctrine of the Faith, had met on February 12th to try to come to an agreement after the SSPX first announced the planned unsanctioned episcopal consecrations. Their conversation lasted an hour and a half. Cardinal Fernandez proposed the postponing of the ordinations in order to be able to engage in a specifically theological path of dialogue with a very precise methodology in order to be able to highlight the minimum aspects necessary for full communion with the Catholic Church, so that a canonical status for the society could be defined. Father Pagliarani, after conferring with his council, thanked the Vatican officials for dialogue, but rejected the proposed conditions on resuming talks. He argued that the society cannot accept postponement and insists that theological discussion should proceed without threats of sanctions. The SSPX claims its actions do not constitute schism if there is no schismatic intent, even as tensions grow over doctrine, Vatican II interpretations, and relations with Rome. I know that among those who watch these videos, there are some people on both sides of this conflict. I don't pretend to know how to come to a solution to this sad and complicated situation, but I would like to invite us all, if you'll permit me, to pray for a resolution by using Jesus' words in John chapter 17, verse 22. Father, may they be one, as we are one, I in them and you in me, that they may become completely one, so that the world may know that you have sent me and have loved them even as you have loved me. Amen. Pope Leo is going to Monaco. Monaco has been chosen as the second international destination of Pope Leo XIV's pontificate, with a visit planned for late March 2026. While full details of the itinerary are still emerging, the choice of Monaco is interesting because it's such a small country. The visit highlights the Holy Father's intention to engage both small and large nations early in his pontificate, reinforcing diplomatic and ecclesial ties. There was also some speculation about whether the first American Pope would be visiting the United States soon, but the Vatican has officially clarified that he will not be visiting the US yet. Instead, confirmation has been given for a visit to Peru, where he was a missionary bishop. The announcement followed statements from the Peruvian government officials and subsequent clarification from the Holy See. In China, the state-recognized body of Catholic bishops has publicly supported new government rules that forbid unregistered clergy from carrying out pastoral work and ban religious activities in venues that lack official approval. The decision once again highlights the fragile and tightly controlled environment in which Catholic life exists in the People's Republic of China. In a statement published on February 4, 2026, the Conference of Catholic Bishops of the Catholic Church in China, BCCCC, voiced clear backing for the government regulations on religious affairs. The bishops said that the rules affect the vital interests of believers and must align with what they called the country's national and public interests. The wider impact of the system is reflected in global reports. Open Doors, a US-based Christian advocacy group, currently ranks China 17th among the 50 countries where Christians face the most severe persecution, pointing to the ongoing gap between constitutional guarantees and everyday reality. Well, my boss just changed. My order, the Legionaries of Christ, is right now in the middle of its general chapter, the highest authority in the congregation, and the chapter fathers elected Father Carlos Gutierrez Lopez as our new general director. Father Carlos is from Hermosillo, Mexico, and was the territorial director of the Northern Mexican Territory before coming to Rome. In a very nice gesture, Pope Leo invited the Legionary chapter fathers to the Vatican for a private audience, and in his speech, he spoke about the need for fidelity to our charism, for the authentic exercise of authority at the service of one's brothers, and for a commitment to missionary unity and synodality. In north-central Nigeria, a convent, a Catholic hospital, and 2 Protestant churches were attacked in a series of violent incidents that have shaken the local Christian communities. Armed gangs attacked the United Missionary Church of Africa in Aguada, setting it on fire. Afterwards, the Catholic convent attached to the Tugangero Medical Clinic was attacked. Thanks be to God, the nuns managed to escape in time, but the bandits looted and vandalized the clinic. The assaults reflect persistent insecurity in the region where religious and ethnic tensions frequently erupt into violence. As Russian bombings continue to damage Ukrainian electrical infrastructure and freezing winter temperatures, Pope Leo XIV has sent heaters to the affected civilian populations. The humanitarian assistance aims to support families enduring both the war and the severe cold temperatures, which drop to 5 degrees Fahrenheit or negative 15 degrees Celsius at night. This gesture forms part of the Holy See's ongoing solidarity with Ukraine through the conflict. Beyond diplomatic appeals for peace, the Pope's response emphasizes concrete charity. And that wraps up this week's edition of Church Headlines. Thank you for joining us, and God bless.